Hoylonny stayed hard up against the fence and down the outside, Cure Claim. The Great Snowman, the noted wet trackers in front. History No Hurdle going after it. Hoylonny's coming along the rail and then down the outside, Studio. But Hoylonny's gone right along the fence and has taken the lead. Cure Claim is coming after it, but Hoylonny, Jay Cassidy, stuck right up along the fence, and Hoylonny was too good for History No Hurdle. Cure Claim got third, Studio fourth. Waller's run
Not bad for a non-winner. Hoylonny winning last two, and Jay Cassidy just removing the pants of a few better placed jockeys there who decided to go a bit wide.
Well, exactly. Jimmy didn't want to break stride. There was a quote earlier in the day from a jockey said, "Oh, maybe the inside was a couple of lengths worse off," and Jimmy said, "Hang on, overcompensation, through I go."
The Christian Reith told stewards after the first race that the inside, the last 100 metres of the fence was a bit softer than the rest of the track, and a few other jockeys agreed, but I think a few of them started overplaying. It wasn't that bad at the top of the straight. They all got off. Jimmy Cassidy got up. By the time he hit the slow patch, he was 5 in front anyway.
Yeah. Well, there was an interesting runner, Malavio, which blew like a gale. Scratchings early in the day had it at $1.65, $1.70 before they started racing, and then on track there was a massive plonk, Brenty boy.
Yeah, big time late from around 2:15, I think, back into around 2:05.
No, the other runner in the race.
The Wall Horse back on the inside.
Cure Claim.
QAT.
But it was ridden upside down, went forward when the best races have been when it's come from back off the speed. But good return for second up run for Malavio. He'll head towards the Villiers, and I think he's a big, strong horse. He's got plenty of improvement.
So he's Hawkesbury Gold Cup Villiers type of thing.
I'm not sure where they're going to exactly head, but just keep following on the way through.
He's a big, strong thing.
And this is Agadar. This is a real serious plonk. The favourite punters came home strong. Anthony Allen, your man out of Brisbane, straight to the front and see you later, bye.
Yeah, he can. They travel for Anthony Allen. He's a good rider. He's had some boom days up north, but the horse just found the line and kept going. And because punters were struggling around the country a bit, so they had to hit back in Sydney.
Look at Aeronautical.
Yeah, well, Ray Murray asked big questions of Jason Collett as why he got so far back on Aeronautical.
Talking through your kick there, Chair.
That was the
And the questions, the answers that Collett provided were from the gate. Trainer Lionel Collins said he didn't want to be coming wide early, so he said to go back, and he got a long way back, and then once the race was, it just got too far from him.
Did you dig that tweet out?
He got so far back he was at Warwick Farm.
I said he's done well to finish 3 lengths, considering he's 85 lengths away at the 400.
Plenty happening though this weekend, racing-wise, and before we get to that, where the horses going next out of that particular...
Out of that day, there's probably not going to be too many going forward to the Melbourne Carnival. The likes of maybe Skyrush, who was placed in the Ank Stakes, she'll head to the Flemington Carnival. Also, probably Floor Show from the Guy Walter stable. Nocturnal, most likely to head towards the Paddock. But I think you'll see more horses coming out of Randwick this Saturday. The likes of Dare to Dream in the Tattersalls Cup could be a lightweight Melbourne Cup hope. And a couple of nice 3-year-old sprinters, Shelford, and also one from the Peter Snowden yard called Sessions. Look out for it.
Speaking of this Saturday City Tats Cup Day, now I can tell you already that the general admission is sold out. So if you want to get to the races over the Caulfield and Melbourne Spring Carnivals, you better just go and book tickets well ahead of time. It's week 2 of a brand new Spring Racing Carnival promotion, Racing Around the World, a $20,000 international racing adventure, Royal Ascot, Sha Tin, and there's daily winners that receive a $500 prize pack. The jackpot, the members draw $7,000, and there's a spring grab promotion through your mates at the tab, $100,000 in free bets for people who turn up to the races on this weekend and they back a winner. So there's tons of things and tons of reasons to go to the Tattersalls Club race day this weekend at Royal Randwick.
Yeah, big day.
Okay, Wednesday's big race, though, of course, is the 1,000 Guineas. Let's have a look at the final field and barrier draw with Jade Marauder missing a start. She's been scratched. So all of these barriers have now been readjusted. Quinny, take us through it, and you two, Neil, with the odds.
I think most of the favourites have drawn favourably. Lady of Harrods, who's one of the last two, has drawn well in barrier 2. She looks the likely leader, and $13 might appeal to plenty of punters. The one I'm very keen on, though, is number 4, Maybe Discreet. Drawn well in barrier 8, was barrier 9, but now comes in one. And the other one I like is number 9, Molto Bene, who's drawn nicely as well. So that'd be my Quinella.
Interesting there from Quinny, because Molto Bene, as that market goes up, we've taken some strong money. Molto Bene, who will go in now to around the $5.50 favourite. One bet of 2,000 very early in the piece at the $6 and smaller ones around it. So Molto Bene is the very early mover in the 1,000 guineas.
So we've seen the races and how they've gone out. Your tips, so we'll start with you, Neil. Who do you think wins?
Well, I'm just sticking with Dear Demi, and obviously I need the horse to improve. I need it to settle, but maybe the wide alley might help away from other horses. Might get back, one run and settle. Jimmy Cassidy, talking through the little bit of kick there, but it's a big price, has to improve, but I think she can still win.
Okay.
I found this a very, very tough race to decipher. I think there's not much between these fillies, but I'm sticking with Love for Ransom. I know she was a bit disappointing last time, but you have to remember she carried 59 kilos on that occasion, now comes back to the set weights against these fillies, and if she can reproduce something that we saw in her first run, I think she can finish over the top of them at good odds.
Deco for second.
Yeah, I really like the run of Deco. She's probably obviously going to be better over further and at Flemington, but I thought she could run a hole in a race that's quite even and maybe to screen in for third.
Okay, Quinny?
I think Deco is going to be beautifully placed once she gets to the Oaks. She's my early tip for the Oaks, so again, look for her to be hitting the line hard. And I just touched on my two. I mean, it's amazing sometimes when horses keep winning, the better the price they bet. I mean, maybe Discreet won impressively last start, beat a lot of the rivals she's going to face again. This time has drawn better. I think will be better suited by the step up in distance and is the one to beat for mine.
And you've had a little bit of something on early, which is good. And I'm not going to crow or tell him anything or say anything, but I've actually tipped it as well, which is probably your worst scenario. Love for Ransom and Lady of Harrods. I think normally a horse that would win those two prelude races would be a lot shorter than the $13. And even though she had the suck run last time, I still think she beat.
She's probably going to get it again from barrier 2. So. Can't knock Lady of Harrods all. I think this is a very, very even race. Luck and running certainly going to play the part.
But it's a wide open now that Norzita's not playing anymore in the. And I'll surprise.
But I even think if Norzita was in the race, it would have been wide open because I know she beat those fillies in Sydney quite convincingly. Going to Melbourne for the first time and in a big field of 18 or 16 around Caulfield for the first time could be a little bit.
She was 420 before she came out, so still pretty wide. But interesting, no fans are commanding Jill, even though it came up on the front line.
Okay, we'll take a break here and got plenty more to come here on Talking Through Your Kick.